So session 4, storming the Bastille. The Bastille was a medieval fortress and prison that represented the royal authority of France. Its storming represented a pivotal point in the French Revolution. In the sense of a revolution for project management, the Bastille represents the reified definitions of the project and the complex project, and the institutes that claim their authority by them. For us, storming represents proposing drastic and far-reaching changes in ways of thinking that lead to changes in behavior. Our revolution in the context of project work is, of course, a cultural revolution. In this session, I'll put forward some new ways of thinking about projects, project management artifacts and competencies, and finally address the matter of so-called complex projects. I previously mentioned that the being ontology, the way of defining projects in terms of objectified terms such as time, cost and scope, is dominant in projectistan. However, there are traces of a becoming ontology in the definitions of a project if one knows where to look. Martin Heidegger, as I mentioned previously, he spent time looking at the physical origins of words for clues to their meanings. And if we apply this word origin process to the word project, we find it has gestural roots. As it's derived from the Latin word pro and jacca, yaka. Pro in Latin means before, forward, or for. As a prefix, it can also mean front or in front of, or earlier than. So if one precedes someone, one goes before them. Jack comes from jacka, the Latin word meaning throw or to hurl. So to eject something is to throw it out. Therefore, the word project has its roots in the physical movement of throwing a physical object forward. So one might project one's jaw in defiance or project an arrow or a boulder. The sense that project originally pertained to physical movement of a physical object has eroded, of course, since the Middle Ages. And this is quite common as verbs involving movement often turn into markers of the future. So, for example, going to originally involved the physical movement of someone going somewhere. Today, going to is not so much commonly used to describe someone moving on a course in physical space, but in time towards some point in the future. What are the becoming ontology of projects? As I mentioned, there are traces of becoming in some definitions of the term, a way of organizing various resources and constraints in a unique way to achieve some beneficial change. Or more explicitly, project management is the art and science of converting vision into reality. I pulled two of Rodney Turner's definitions there because I used them previously and they were in the sort of terms of being, and now I thought I'd be fair and also sort of say that Rodney's not locked into one way of thinking. This also is considering the becoming ontology as well. So in the sense of becoming, the project can be considered to be a future expression about something that emerges over a period of time or happens to make a particular change. For example, consider a hypothetical body of work, a project, that focuses on aspects of social change in an area such as food nutrition and family planning in a developing country. Perhaps it is the emergent and beneficial phenomena of the work that should be recognized as the project rather than the item of work itself. And now this view has some alignment with Charles Smith's social interaction view of projects, and perhaps more with Andrew Sense, as I mentioned at Wollongong, his view that projects are a social construct within which learning and benefit to the individuals takes place. But what about the emotional aspect of the project and its artifacts? Well, in a paper called Project Management Artifacts and the Emotions They Evoke, I asked project managers, as I just asked you, to draw the experience of managing a project. They, like you, were instructed not to use words, and these were just some of the drawings that they drew. Now, the study demonstrated how project managers are drawn to various forms of project work. The participants in the study forage for projects because they find various aspects of the project work intrinsically rewarding, even absorbing and addictive, and they are stimulated by the challenge. Some project managers create Gantt charts because they enjoy creating Gantt charts. They like Gantt charts. And some create them to placate others and just to be viewed favorably by others, in fact. In short, project managers receive an emotional fix from project work. The study offers an interesting insight into project management when comparing it to the literature on psychological flow, more particularly flow in computer gaming. The term flow is a metaphor for an engaging or absorbing activity that's exhilarating, challenging, and creates an overall feeling of enjoyment. Projects can be immersive and engaging pursuits and an intrinsically rewarding activity. The artifacts such as the Gantt chart that act as an interface or a proxy to the real world are rewarding themselves to use. So further research, I suggest, might show that moments of flow can be found in aspects of the project management experience.